Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So as I said yesterday, today's video is going to be about organisation, routine, ironing, and why I feel like it's so important that I keep up with my routine. So I actually iron every day. Now after I started in Obsessive Compulsive Cleaners, there were a number of people that said, why every day? Why don't you just do it a couple of times a week? So I'll tell you why I do it every day. So I've purposely not done any ironing now for 3 days. And this down here on the floor is the lovely pile of ironing I'm now faced with. As you can see, I've started to do a bit of it and I've put it in groups of clothing according to whose they are on the floor, and then I shall proceed to hang them all up when I finish my ironing. Now, the amount of people that probably think, oh no, I won't do it today, you know, I'll do it tomorrow, and then they're faced with this big huge pile of ironing, and how many people would stand there and think, oh God, they take one look at it and think, oh, I can't be bothered. That is exactly why I do it every day. It takes me half the time. You know, it's not going to take me hours on end, which it's probably going to now take me 2.5, 3 hours to do all this. I can do between 4 and 6 loads of washing every day. So, you know, there's probably 15 loads of washing down here on the floor that I've now got to find the time to iron. So, before we proceed, I'd like to say, for all you mummies out there who do iron, I would highly recommend this steam generator. It's absolutely fantastic. The clothes get done in half the time. It lets off continual steam and you're not forever filling the water tank up. So I find it an absolute godsend. Also, coat hangers. In Tesco, I think it's a pack of 10 or a pack of 20, I can't quite remember, but you can buy these packs of adult coat hangers from Tesco and they're £2. And the same with the baby coat hangers or toddler coat hangers. A pack of 10 or 20, I really can't remember, again £2. Also Tesco as well, if you don't want to fork out for coat hangers, Tesco actually build their coat hangers up, and at the end of each evening, or a couple of times a week I was told, they actually throw them out. They actually get burnt in the incinerator. So if you actually go in there and ask whoever is the manager of the clothing department, they will actually give you those for free as well. So there's an idea for you to save a bit of money. So I'm going to proceed with my ironing, get it out of the way because I can't stand looking at it. Now I am quite quick at ironing, I've been doing it for years now, and this steam generator is absolutely amazing. Half the time you don't even have to iron the back of it, but I do, you know, just a quick little go over so I know it's not creased. And done. Straight onto the pile. I've got a huge bag here full of coat hangers, so I'm not going to go short of those. I think ironing is a job we all love to hate, should I say. I don't like ironing, in fact I hate it. I do it because I can't stand creased clothes. Another handy little tip that I have for organisation is I have a plastic storage box for each child. I have a labelling machine which each child's box has got their name on, and each child's school shoes are all lined up with each child's box. I've not got round to putting all each child's underwear in their own boxes. I've done one which is my daughter Chelsea's, so it'll give you an idea. All her socks and pants and underwear are all in her box. That way they're not looking for, you know, the underwear through piles of laundry. They know where to find their school shoes, which are always polished every evening when they get home. And it's just organised, you know, we're not looking around the house through boxes of shoes for their school shoes on a Monday morning. We know exactly where to go for them, where to find them, and I think it looks a lot neater. It saves an awful lot of time in the mornings. Do you know, even with 10 children, I'm probably not alone here. I sometimes often wonder where on earth all the clothes come from. I really do. A lot of my friends that I know, in fact, nearly everybody I know, in all honesty, they don't iron. And a lot of people are saying to me, Louise, you know, all you have to do is pull them out of the dryer at the right time. And I sort of sit back and I think to myself, you know, for those who don't want time, that's absolutely fine, you know, but I sort of sit there and think, when will I have the time to sit by the dryer, wait for the right time to pull them out so they're not creased? I haven't got time to do that, you know. So whenever my washing is done, I always use the dryer. I don't like the feel of the clothes. I feel like, especially the towels as well, they go really hard on the line. And yeah, I know, you know, you'd probably save money on electric even, you know, putting it out. But I just think they feel nicer when they've been in the dryer. But whenever I take them out the dryer, or if my husband takes them out the dryer, they just get brought up here, dumped in my ironing pile, so they get creased anyway, and then I iron them when I have the time. So if I'm on a morning shift at work, I would then do my ironing every evening or every night when the younger children are all in bed. If I'm on an evening shift at work, I would then have to adjust my ironing, and I would then do it at lunchtime when my 17-month-old has his nap. So there's never really an excuse for me not to iron. I just adjust, you know, my routine accordingly to what shift I'm doing at work, basically. It's a never-ending process, this, especially if you leave it, you know, a few days. I mean, I understand people with a smaller family to ours not going to probably have even a fraction of this. In fact, they won't even have this in a week, I guess. But still, you know, if you leave it long enough, it's going to build up, and then it just puts you off even doing it. I've been there, done that, you know, in the past. I didn't used to iron every day years ago when I only had a few children, I absolutely hated ironing. I just left it and left it and left it, and then all it did is cause complete chaos. I was always looking for things, you know, I'd have to iron things as we needed it, which took up time every morning. There was never a routine. It was just a complete nightmare. It was complete chaos. And then in the end, all it did was cause me more hardship, because eventually I'd think, right, I've got to do this ironing, it'd take me hours. Which you then just, you know, it puts you off even more really, you know. I don't iron everything perfectly either. Just as long as they're not creased. You can see what it looks like before. I mean, I couldn't bear putting those clothes on my children, to be quite honest. Having a big family, you get talked about as it is. We are lucky we get on with everyone in our village, but I'm not prepared to be sending my children out looking scruffy. It would probably give people a lot more to talk about. I mean, people do always comment how clean and nice my kids look, how smart they look. I am very particular about that. All the school shoes have to be polished all the time. I only ever buy them Clark school shoes because I think they last a lot longer than cheap shoes. But yeah, they're always polished up, they're always smart looking, and I like it that way. Okay, so here we have the school uniform coming up. So I used to put a line down the boys' trousers, but I used to just buy, you know, normal trousers. I don't bother putting a line down the lads' trousers now for school, because what I do is I buy the slim leg trousers. And I don't know why, but I think the slim leg ones look smarter because they're not like really baggy on them. So yeah, I don't bother putting a hoodie down the lads' trousers anymore. It is quite time consuming, but I do think the slim leg ones look better without anyway. I have got 5 boys in school now. So we have like 5 boys and 3 girls in school. So that's 8 children in school. So yeah, the ironing can take quite a while. You know, just doing the school uniform, to be quite honest with you, can be quite time consuming. A little tip for people who are spending their time ironing, especially if you're spending quite a while ironing, it does get really hot. The steam, continual steam, you know, I'm feeling quite hot at the moment. So I'm going to have to open a window. So please excuse any traffic noise if there is any. We do live in a rural area, so that's not likely. However, I just thought I'd warn you. In the summer it was horrendous. I used to have a fan directly fanning me down whilst I was doing the ironing, because it really does get that hot. School shirts. I don't like ironing shirts, and I have, I would say, at least 3 per child, and there's 8 children in school, so it's quite a few shirts to iron every week. Another little tip is to keep a jug of water near you for the iron, because although this lasts for, you know, for quite a while, probably 15 minutes, it does run out, so you will have to fill the tank up. So I'm going to ask my daughter now to fill me my cup up full of water, if you don't mind, my lovely. Oops, watch the steam. Thank you, darling. She likes standing in here with me, watching me iron. We usually, as I say, we listen to music together. And she sometimes helps me hang things up. If she's not out, most of the time she's out. You know what teenagers are like. Thanks, love. I must admit, I do like to separate my washing, so I don't mix colours, so that could probably save me a bit of time if I banged everything in together. But I absolutely hate to see grey coloured shirts, you know, from shoving washing in together. The darks dye the whites. So I do put my whites on their own on a 90. I like the school shirts to be white. I will put my darks in together. And then my colours will go in together. So I do like to sort of separate colours to keep them looking nice. Okay, so this is rather boring. I know there's a lot of people out there who don't like ironing, and I am one of those, especially when it's left to build up, which is why I do everything every day, because I do not like how boring the ironing is. Okay, so now we can proceed with hanging everything up. Usually when I'm ironing, I would iron each item, and after ironing each item I hang it straight up, but to cut a bit of time today, I just basically ironed everything and put it in piles on the floor. So, but now we can start putting everything away. I also want to now, when I've put everything away, fill all the underwear boxes up in the named boxes for all the children as well. So this is quite time consuming in itself, just hanging everything up. I've got to dig in this huge bag of coat hangers to find the right ones, because I've not had them out for a while. So we've finally finished. That awful mound of ironing is done, it's put away. We've also done all the underwear boxes, so everyone there has all their underwear in their own boxes. Everything's tidy. We know where everything is. So yes, ladies, that is why I never leave my ironing. It's also a reason why I never leave my cleaning, and I do everything daily. It doesn't take long when it's done all the time. If it's left for too long, it takes forever and ever. So I hope you've enjoyed my video, and I will look forward to seeing you in my next video, where I am going to be introducing you to all the children. So we're going to get to see the children in action. So please hit the subscribe button, even leave us a like and drop a comment down below, and I shall see you soon. Bye.